515 Clay Street and 804 Wilson Boulevard. Is there somebody in the council chambers? Oh, come on up.
Hi, Brian McLaughlin, 515 Clay, one of the two households. I didn't realize I'd be asked to speak because everything's in the petition. I did have one question. The department brought up that engineering said that there were utilities in that alley, and we're not aware of them, and I'd like to know what they are. And
Wait, so you're presenting, why don't you present, or tell us what the purpose of this?
Oh, the vacation?
Yeah,
Above and beyond what was stated in the written petition?
yeah, just in general, for the record, and why you want this done.
Okay, because there's been a theft on one of the properties out of the garage, the only garage on that alley. Also, there's had been hitting of fences and then even boulders that were made to keep the fence from being hit from cars turning. The alley's not a thoroughfare. It's not required or needed to go from one place to another, really. I'm forgetting all the details now of the petition that was submitted, but everything was there, and had talked to somebody in planning that they said everything looked fine, so I'm not sure what more I could clarify.
Oh, that's good.
Other than my
We just
question.
want to hear about what you want to do, and have you
Sure.
talked to the neighbors and?
Right, yes. So,
They're pretty much on board?
yes, so split it and, yeah, well, everything was, yeah, they submitted their signatures to go along with it. So, yeah, that would indicate that.
Okay. Any questions from the board?
You've talked to the neighbor to the south. Have you talked to everybody along the north-south alley?
No, I haven't, there was no consultation with people beforehand. We were told that something would be mailed to everybody within 300 feet, and that apparently did go out because I saw a copy of it. So, I don't know, it's, the only people that have gone through it on a regular basis have been some neighbors, couple of them, walking at times. And one neighbor at times uses it as a shortcut from Clay Street to their house on the north-south alley. But it's not like a logical route or a necessary route.
So there is an alley between Clay and Webster, correct?
Yes, yeah, that's the main alley. And that is paved. The one in question is, it had been just dirt. The city, out of the goodness of their hearts, some years ago, before all the reconstruction of, I forget if it was Clay or Wilson, put crushed concrete in it and steamrolled it, and the surface was practically as if it was concrete. Well, that was good until then the Clay or Wilson reconstruction happened, and it became a shortcut for front-end loaders and dump trucks. And it pretty much chewed it back up to as if it were gravel, not quite dirt, but gravel. So I had talked with somebody in engineering and, or maybe it was street department. They said, yeah, this was actually up to getting paved again along with the north-south alley. And I said, save your money, it doesn't need to be paved. It was addressed one time. So I think it would probably be a money-saving thing on the part of the city to not have to pave it.
It definitely looks like it's unnecessary from the pictures.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Is there anybody else in the council chamber room or online wishing to speak in favor of petition 22-14?
I do have a letter for the record, and it's one in favor, so I'd
Okay.
like to read it now.
Good timing.
It basically just has It's dated September 7th. It says, "We support this request." And it is from a Mary and Dave Brown, and it appears to be Dawn C. Brown at 721 West Mishawaka Avenue.
Okay. Is there anybody else wishing to speak in favor of 22-14? Hearing none, is there anybody in the council chamber room wishing to speak against 22-14? Or online against 22-14?
And I have a letter of remonstrance in the file, so I'd like to read that.
Your timing is?
It says, "This email is in regard to the request by the homeowner at 515 Clay Street to vacate the alley adjacent to his property. We, along with other neighbors, are concerned with what the property will become. There is already an Amish buggy parked on the property in clear view that some see as an eyesore. Will there be more? The Oaks neighborhood is a family-friendly, walkable area. Many residents enjoy walking through the alleys as an alternative to the sometimes crowded Riverwalk where skateboarders and bikes zoom past pedestrians. With trash collection no longer taking place in the alley, there is potential for many homeowners with short alleys to claim their sections as well. Other citizens have the same problem with city living as this homeowner has experienced. Wires hanging from the house to connect utilities, theft of property, and occasional damage from others driving through alleys. We have had garden benches and a bird bath stolen. A rock retaining wall is frequently hit or vandalized. It is an aspect of urban life. We called the city about similar complaints that the homeowner cites as reasons to vacate this alley. We were offered the option to install a street light at our own expense, and we currently pay a monthly fee to light the dark alley to increase security and safety, to hopefully prevent theft in our area. Of course, closing the alley off would have been even better. However, we are all in this city life together. Closing alleys for a single homeowner or two to prevent inconveniences that others share as well doesn't seem to make sense. And this is signed by a Lori and Thomas Porter at 712 Wilson Boulevard.
Thank you. Very well written. Mr. Ricano, would you like to come up and address that in a rebuttal? Any? Oh. Oh, McLaughlin. I'm sorry. I looked at my previous one.
Well, I'm not familiar with this lady and don't know what was the address in Wilson?
712.
712 Wilson.
Okay, that'd be a block to the east.
Any
still
comments
can't-
on the buggy and
Well,
the items
the buggy
that
is
are
for
there?
a public safety ends. It's a demonstration, education, and advertising tool for increasing road safety among the Amish. During the summer and fall, it has been parked in the driveway. She characterized it as an eyesore. I don't know about that. It's gone during the winter, parked elsewhere. So I'm not sure, about her problems getting retaining walls hit. I know we've had a wooden fence until a boulder was put up just on the outside of it. I think there's pictures of it. The fence got hit numerous times and had to re-secure it because people would go down the alley for whatever reason and take a right to go to the north, hit the fence, put the boulder up, less often, but occasionally hit the boulder. So it's not really a thoroughfare. Did have a day or two after the theft I mentioned out of the garage. I saw a guy I'd never seen before, just so in a neighborhood watch type sense. I was able to catch up with the guy after I saw him looking to the garage as he walked by and said, "Excuse me, but I don't recognize you. Any interest in this alley, or are you a neighbor or what?" And he said, "No, I've been coming through here last couple days on my way to 32nd Street in River Park. And that's nowhere near there. That alley wasn't a shortcut to there, so."
Well, always be careful on things
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that. But
occasionally see people going through that just look like they're, using a residential area as a potential shopping district. So you never know, just
well,
pays to ask questions.
yeah, we appreciate you coming up and addressing the remonstrance letter.
Sure.
So,
Okay.
thank
well,
you.
Good to hear from people on both sides.
Yep, thank you. Okay, nothing else, we'll go close the public discussion, and we will turn it over to any commissioner discussion or any additional information.
I'd like to add, there are utilities in that easement, so an easement will need to be established. It's water, sewer, and, there are water, sewer, and electric utilities in that alley.
Okay,
Will the ownership just be split down the middle of the line between the property to the north and south, or how will?
Correct. That's usually how it happens.
Okay.
It goes back to how the properties were developed. So since this alley was actually platted in conjunction with the two adjacent owners at the same time, it'll go 50-50. So I think it's 7 foot on each side will go.
Okay. Thank you.
okay. Hearing no other discussion, I'll take a motion on 22-15.
I motion to approve petition 2215.
Second.
We have a first and a second. Carrie, would you please call for the vote?
Chris Jamrose?
Yes,
Murray Wynn? Yes. Sam Cressy?
Yes.
Chris Torty?
Yes.
Dale Freeman?
Yes.
Kathleen Whitegadich?
Yes.
And petition 22-15 passes unanimously. This brings us to another petition that has been tabled for tonight, but I'll read it. Petition 22-16, a petition submitted by Ann Witkowski and Mark Kosanovich as tenants in common requesting to amend the Gateway Plaza, Bremen Highway PUD to allow a second restaurant with a drive-through in a proposed multi-tenant commercial building. I have a note that this is requested to be tabled to the next meeting. I'll take a motion on that procedure.
So moved.
Moved. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It is tabled until the next month's meeting. So same with the next petition, petition 22-17. A petition submitted by Memorial Health Systems, Inc. requesting to rezone the northeast corner of North Main Street and East University Drive from C1 General Commercial District to S2 Planned Unit Development to allow a mixed-use commercial and residential development. So this has been noted to move to the next month's meeting. So do I have a motion to table this?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, petition 22-17 has officially been tabled to next month. Moving on, that brings us to plat 22-08, a request submitted by Glenn L. and Fannie R. Wheeler requesting approval of the two-lot Wheeler Home Street minor subdivision. Hello.
Hello, Terry Lang from Lang Feeney, the Whiteman office. Address is 715 South Michigan Street in South Bend. I represent the petitioners here, the Wheelers. The petition before you, there are 4 parcels here, 3 of them along Home Street and a 4th parcel located to the rear of that. The Wheelers have a contingent purchaser for the industrial building there and have decided the people that want it don't want to buy the balance of the property to the rear. So what we're doing is reconfiguring those 4 parcels so that the industrial building that's there, the parking lot and the retention are on one lot, and then the parcel to the rear along with the strip that along the south property line will give them access to it for extension of utilities and or driveway back to that parcel in the back. And that's the reasoning for the petition before you.
Questions for Mr. Lang? None, thank you. Is there anybody in the council chambers or online wishing to speak in favor of plat 22-08? Hearing none, is there anybody in the council room or online wishing to speak against plat 22-08? Any additional information
No.
or letters? No? Then we'll close the public hearing. And if there's no additional information and any discussion from the commissioners? Move to approve.
Plat 22-08.
We have
Second.
And a second. Carrie, would you please call for the vote?
Chris Jamrose?
Yes.
Murray Wynn?
Yes.
Sam Cressy?
Yes.
Chris Torty?
Yes.
Dale Freeman?
Yes.
Kathleen White-Gadich?
Yes.
And plat 22-08 passes unanimously. Moving on to the next item, we have site plans SP 22-09, a request submitted by Stay APT Suites seeking final site plan approval for a 17,590 square foot, 82-unit hotel south of the intersection of Edison Lakes Parkway and Park Place. Is there somebody in the council chambers or online wishing to speak and present SP 22-09? Online?
Yes, I can speak to that.
Okay, name and address for the record, please.
Name and address of the property.
You.
Oh, my name is Brandon Shreves. And address as in where I'm calling from?
No, your home address.
Oh,
Or business.
Oh, gotcha. Let me, one second. The business address is 4350 Main Street, Suite 219, Harrisburg, North Carolina, 28075.
And could you spell your last name, please?
Shreves.
Thank you. Could you tell us about this site plan and present it, please?
Yeah. So we're just requesting site plan approval for a 17,590 square foot A2 unit hotel. It's just south of the Edison Lakes Parkway and Park Place.
Okay. Questions? I'm noticing some comments regarding the site plans from the engineering department that are too long to talk about, I'm assuming, and the fire department and the water utility and the planning department.
Yes, that's correct.
So I'm assuming you're aware of all these points in here.
Yep. Yes, we are. And we are currently working through addressing all of them.
Okay, any further questions for this? No? I think you might have one.
Does that mean you are in concurrence with all of the comments made?
We are currently working through all the comments. We have yet to submit a revised site plan.
Are you in concurrence with the comments?
Does that mean I understand all the comments?
Do you agree with them?
Oh, yes. Yes.
Yeah, Brandon, we will be addressing all the comments and accommodating all the comments on our next submittal to ensure that we can get the full approval.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. That was a very good clarification. I appreciate that. Okay, is there anybody else in the council chambers or online wishing to speak in favor of site plan 22-09? Hearing none, is there anybody in the council room or online wishing to speak against 22-09? Any additional information on this? No discussion among the commissioners? I'll take a motion on 22-09.
motion to approve 22-09.
We have a motion of approval
Second.
and a second. Carrie, would you please call for the vote?
Chris Jamrose?
Yes?
Murray Wynn?
Yes.
Chris Torty?
Yes.
Dale Freeman?
Yes.
Kathleen White-Gadich?
Yes.
And that passes with 5 votes. Brings us to the next item, Site Plan 22-10, a request submitted by GW Mishawaka 2 LLC seeking final site plan approval for a 10,000 square foot family recreation center located behind 5603 Grape Road.
Good evening, Mike Huber, Marsh Consultants, 315 West Jefferson Boulevard, South Bend, Indiana. You have seen the site plans in the packet. It's a 10,000 square foot indoor family recreation center. I think there's some limited food service that goes along with it. It's a place to have parties and things for kids. It's the last available build out of the outlots that were created through this process, kind of just north of ABC Warehouse, where we've added the Valvoline in front of it, the Taco Bell to the south. We've worked with engineering to relocate the access entrance into the plaza to make sure it's a little more safe. So hopefully this will be the final build out of the piece of this. I wish I could say it's good. This whole project has gone along as smoothly as I wanted it to. It hasn't. We still are dealing with some issues that I know we'll deal with too as we look at working with the electrical department on providing service to this building as well. We have received the comments from engineering. We are in concurrence with those comments. We'll work through those if we do our final site plan submittal. But I'm happy to answer or address any questions you might have.
Thank you. Questions? None? Thank you.
Sure, thank you.
Is there anybody else wishing to speak in favor of Site Plan 22-10? Hearing none, is there anybody wishing to speak against Site Plan 22-10? Online or in the room? Any additional information or letter?
None.
None. This closes the public hearing. And is there any questions or comments amongst the commissioners? Nope, then I'll take a motion.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to approve site plan 2210 as presented by the petitioner, sir. Second.
We have a first and a second. Carrie, would you please call for the vote?
Chris Jamrose?
Yes?
Murray Wynn?
Yes.
Sam Cressy?
Yes.
Chris Torty?
Yes.
Dale Freeman?
Yes.
Kathleen White-Gadich?
Yes.
And Site Plan 22-10 passes unanimously. Brings us to the next item, Site Plan 22-11, a request submitted by Centennial American Properties LLC seeking final site plan for approval for a 107,820 square foot self-storage facility at 512 West Cleveland Road in Granger. Hello.
Good evening. My name is Jeff Ballard. I'm with Dan Charter and Associates, located at 1643 Commerce Drive in South Bend, Indiana, representing Centennial American Properties on this project. First off, I think we're all going to be happy to see the 40-year-old purple restaurant, which is quite a fossil. I think we're all going to be happy to see that go.
I loved it when it was Chi-Chi's.
Yeah. Well, I think I was 5 when it was Chi-Chi's, so I can't. But anyway. So this, there's several things involved with this project. First of all, our client amended a PUD to allow this use for the 3-storage self-storage building, along with allowing the south parcel to be a drive-through restaurant. That's already taken place. We also have an NDOT component to this project because Cleveland, there's State Road 23. So the city's asked for a right turn lane. We're providing that, but in order to do that, we've had to team up with the traffic engineer to work through the NDOT permit process. The city's allowing our client to move forward with the building while we go through the process of getting the NDOT permits to create everything that needs to be done there to work that phase of the project through. NDOT is, as we all know, hopefully know, it's going to be several months probably past the start of this construction before we can get those permits. So some of the engineering comments that we have from the site plan, generated from the site plan, are regarding the turn lane. So those are being dealt with at the same time, but just in a different process. So as you said, this is a 3-story, 107,820 square foot self-storage drive-through, self-storage building. It's probably the nicest self-storage building you're going to see. From the outside, it looks like a nice commercial office building. We've worked with Mishawaka on utilities. Those are all handled as required. We do owe the city a couple revisions to the drainage plan, which we're working on now. Basically, all the comments have been addressed. We just need to resubmit those probably by the end of the week. Same with planning comments. Those are on the way as well. We've addressed those. With that, if you have any questions.
Questions?
When you drive through the building and exit to the north side,
Yeah.
You don't show any pavement roadway.
Right. You're entering into a fully large paved area at this time. So, and that leads out to the west, which comes back to the shared access drive, or also you can go east to the exit there.
Okay. 'Cause I know that we talked about the building to the north.
Right.
And
Yeah. Yeah, there is sufficient pavement.
that was my only
Whether
question.
whether or not this group wants to team up with the association of that subdivision, and if they want to make any improvements down the road, if there needs to be, I'm sure they'll do that.
Understand, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sure, thank you.
Is there anybody else wishing to speak in favor of site plan 22-11? Is there anybody wishing to speak against site plan 22-11, either in the room or online? Any additional information?
None.
Questions or discussions for the commissioners? And if not, I will take a motion on site plan 22-11.
I motion to approve site plan 22-11.
We have a motion for approval
Second.
and a second. Carrie, would you please call for the vote?
Chris Jamrose?
Yes.
Murray Wynn?
Yes.
Sam Cressy?
Yes.
Chris Torty?
Yes,
Dale Freeman?
Yes.
Kathleen Whitegadge?
Yes.
and site plan 22-11 passes unanimously. This brings us to the last item on the agenda, site plan 22-12, and I see a note here that this is also requested to be tabled. It is a request submitted by Bequity seeking final site plan and approval for a 9,181 square foot, 5-tenant commercial building at 3625 Bremen Highway. Do I have a motion to table this to the next meeting?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And site plan 22-12 has been tabled till next month's meeting. Is there any old business?
None.
I know you have a new business.
Yep, and just as I mentioned at the BZA, we are in the process, many of you know, of moving downtown into the new city hall, which will be occurring later this month. So for the next meeting on October 11th, we'll be downtown in the new council chambers at City Hall. So, and I hope everybody can make it there and find it. So,
Excellent. That's a wonderful building. I had the privilege to tour that with Ken Prince, and it's going to be a marvelous place for us. So good work by everybody on that. I'm so looking forward to it. Okay, privilege of the floor. Anybody has anything to discuss that's not on the agenda items tonight? Hearing none, we are adjourned. Thank you all very much.